Hello, I'm Michael Harvey. Today I'm going to show you how to use BackTrack Live CD, the forensics part of it, in order to acquire a suspect USB drive and copy it to a target drive. One of the most important things about BackTrack is when it's booting, do not let it boot by itself if you're using it in forensic mode, otherwise it will mount. The reason you want to use forensics mode is, as you can see here on BackTrack, if you select BackTrack Forensics, no drive or swap mount, it will not mount any drives automatically. So as you can see, it's booted to the command line. You can see where it says disabling auto mount for forensics mode. We're going to go ahead and attach our source USB drive. And since I'm using a VM, I'm going to have to connect it to the virtual machine. Okay, now we're ready to now we're ready to start the graphics monitor, or graphics interface. I'm going to pause this till it gets done loading. Okay, BackTrack 5 is now finished loading, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to start our imaging. We'll go to Forensics and then to Forensic Imaging Tools. We're going to use DC3DD. That's going to open a new shell where we can operate in. Alright, so it's there, but before we can actually acquire the image, we have to go and mount the target drive. But before we do that, we have to do a listing, an F-disk, and do a listing to see which drives are available. So our target disk is going to be SDB1, and our source disk is going to be SDC1. And so now we're going to have to mount the SDB1 disk. Before we can do that, we have to make a directory for it. Then we have to mount it. We have to tell it what device it is, and we have to tell it where the mount is. Right, then we're going to change over to a directory on this disk so we can capture it. I've already called the directory case 01, and we're going to do a list. I'll show you that the hash log is in there. We're going to remove the hash log. That was from one that I did earlier. Helps if I spell it the same way it is. Okay, so now we're going to acquire the source image. Type command, then we got to tell it where the input file is. We want to hash it, so we got to tell it what kind of hash we want. We're going to use MD5. We want to hash the output file. We got to tell it what the name of the file is. We want to generate a hash log. We're going to call it hashlog.text. Alright, now as you can see that's starting to run. What I'm going to do is pause the video here because this is going to take probably about 7 to 10 minutes to complete. Okay, and now we're back. As you can see that the DC3DD program is quit running. As you can see, we see the input results for the disk up there. Number of sectors in, 0 bad sectors in an MD5 hash. We have output results for the file, which is USB image 02.dd. Number of sectors in, same as the source. And the MD5 hash is the same as the source also. Now what we're going to do is we're going to list it so you can see there's the hash log and there is the file. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the file manager, and we'll go in and actually look at the hash log so we can verify. I mean, we've already verified, but we're going to verify by the hash log also. As you can see, this is stored. We're going to select our target drive. It's in case 01. We're going to open the hash log and look at it. As you can see, the hash log is stored with the image file. Okay, as you can see, this is pretty much the same thing as what we just saw on the command line. It shows you the command you use to generate it. It shows the hash, the MD5 hash from the source device, and it shows the MD5 hash from the image that we made of it. As you can see, they're both the same, so this guarantees us that the drives are identical, and it tells you when it was completed. And that is it for the DC3DD log example.